So in addition to using your calculators to help you figure out individual coordinates, there is a way you can graph polar equations on a graphing calculator using those same equations that we had. A couple things we need to do. Let's go to mode on our graphing calculators. And it still needs to be in radians here. But the fourth option here, you'll see it says func, par, pol, seq. Well, we're typically using function notation. Now that we're using polar notation, let's go over to polar and hit enter. So now the polar should have, this is showing up kind of weird, but polar should have a dark background and light letters. Now when we go into y equals, you'll see it no longer is y1 equals, y2 equals. Now it's r equals. So this is going to allow us to type in those functions that we've been dealing with this section. So the last one we just did was 3 times the cosine of 2 theta. So we'll do 3 times the cosine of 2 times, now the theta button on here, if you press that button, this xt theta n button, that's going to by default choose whatever variable the calculator believes you should be using. So if we press that right now, it's going to choose the correct variable, and that since we're using polar coordinates, it knows that we should be using theta as our variable. I'm going to close that parenthesis, and now we can take a look at what the graph looks like. And you'll see it's got that same flower leafy design that we had on that last example. So just another option. Again, to do that, you got to make sure, if you go to mode, make sure we're still in radian mode, and then fourth option here, just make sure polar is selected.